When you think of Hotpot, your mind probably goes straight to that bubbling pot of deliciousness, right? The steam, the friends, the whole experience.
Yeah, it feels pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what if we told you there's this whole, intricate business empire simmering just beneath the surface, full of unexpected twists, big personalities.
Kingdoms, really.
Right. Kingdoms built on broth and dipping sauces.
Yeah.
So today we're doing a real deep dive into the fascinating world of Chinese hot pot. We're going to uncover some of these surprising stories, the titans who built their fortunes on this beloved cuisine.
Yeah, and our mission here is really to pull out the key takeaways. We'll look at the strategies, the challenges, maybe even a few controversies from three huge players, Haidilao, Xiaobu Xiaobu, and Banu.
Okay.
So you get the inside track on how they carved out these empires and maybe what the future looks like for this whole steaming industry.
Should be some aha moments, right? A peek behind the curtain of one of China's, most competitive food scenes.
Definitely. Get ready.
Okay, so where do we start this adventure? Haidilao seems like the obvious one. It's almost, synonymous with service first.
It really is, and the guy behind it, Zhang Yang, born 71 in Jianyang, Sichuan. Very humble beginnings. Father was a factory chef, mother a teacher.
Right, and I heard he wasn't a great student, but had this kind of child leader vibe.
Apparently so. And that leadership, well, it got tested early and often. He had some, let's say, spectacular failures before Hotpot.
Oh yeah, like what?
Well, imagine this. He tries to buy a poker machine, gets totally scammed out of 1,200 RMB, the classic shaking sack trick.
Youch. Like a street gambling thing?
Exactly, rigged. And this was after he'd scraped together 2,000 RMB, borrowed from family, a friend, even a neighbor, just gone.
Wow, tough start. Any other gems?
Oh yeah, a 2-day career in fuel coupon speculation. Put up a sign saying collect oil, but people thought it said watch monkey.
Watch monkey, seriously.
Seriously. Total confusion. But, these failures, he said they taught him something crucial.
Who was it?
Work hard, don't look for easy money, don't try to take advantage of people. Pretty fundamental stuff, learned the hard way.
So after the scams and the monkey business,
Yeah.
how did he actually get into Hotpot? Was it like a light bulb moment or just chance?
More chance, really? He stumbled onto this popular thing in Chengdu called chuanxiang. It's like small hot pot skewers.
Okay.
So he opens his first little place, maybe 10 square meters, called Shaojiao in Jianyang, selling skewers for like 0.2 RMB each.
Pennies, basically.
Yeah, but get this. He makes 10,000 RMB profit in half a year.
Wow. Okay, so that's the start of the empire.
Well, no, he actually closed it down.
What? Why?
For love. Apparently he got distracted. He later said that was his cannot be love-brained lesson, cost him a business.
Okay, that's definitely not in the business textbooks. So when did Haidilao proper actually start?
1994. He reopens, this time with 4 partners. Himself, his girlfriend Xu Ping, his friend Xi Yonghong, and Xi Yonghong's girlfriend Li Haiyan.
And this time he put in his own money.
Nope. Remarkably, Zhang Yang invested 0 cash in this second go-around.
Interesting dynamic. And I heard they were obsessed with the product at first, like really intense.
Oh, yeah. The story goes, Zhang Yang studied hot pot books till his right arm was bigger than his left from stirring. Got smoked goose broth from a neighbor daily.
And his partner, Xi Yonghong, waking up at 2 a.m. to check duck blood freshness. That's dedication.
That's the legend. And that dedication built a reputation, but then came the service. That's what really made them famous.
The legendary service.
Yeah.
Wiping shoes in the rain, right?
Yeah.
Making special porridge for a sick customer.
Exactly. Zhang Yang even supposedly went across town to find one specific chili sauce for someone. These stories became almost mythical.
But hang on, isn't there another side to that? I thought Zhang Yang himself admitted the taste was just okay at first, and the service was more about survival. Like they had to do something different.
Yeah, that's the other narrative, and maybe the more grounded business takeaway. Whether it was pure passion or pure necessity, or probably a bit of both. The impact was huge. Especially in the 90s, that level of service was unheard of. They basically took over Hotpot Street in Jianyang, swallowing competitor spaces.
Zhang Yang's quote was something like, "Customers are called one table at a time, and tiles are laid one section at a time." Sounds pretty relentless.
It does. Aggressive, but focused on the customer experience.
So how do you even scale that? How do you get thousands of employees to wipe shoes and hunt down chili sauce?
That's the million-dollar question, right? It came down to Zhang Yang's philosophy. You cannot just hire their hands, you must hire their brains.
Meaning.
Empowering staff, giving them the autonomy to solve problems. Oh, why not attitude. Customer wants ice cream. Go get it. Half portions. Sure. Kid likes a toy. Give it away.
That builds incredible loyalty, I imagine, both from customers and staff.
Absolutely. And the employee welfare backed it up. Proper apartments, not dorms, close to work, cleaning services, computers, even separate rooms for couples.
Which must have cost a fortune. I read something like 500,000 RMB per store per year just on housing.
That's the figure, yeah. A massive investment. And it wasn't always smooth sailing, apparently. Some Beijing residents complained about low-quality staff moving into their neighborhoods early on.
So despite this focus on people, their expansion was actually quite slow, wasn't it, compared to others?
Very slow and deliberate. You had competitors like Xiaofeiyang opening like 720 stores in 5 years. Hadilao, less than 10 in that time,
Wow.
all self-operated. Zhang Yang called it his own rhythm. He wasn't going to be rushed.
That own rhythm, though,
Yeah.
it also involves some tough leadership decisions, right? Especially with his original partners.
Yeah, he was pretty ruthless by some accounts. Bought back shares from partners, including his wife Xu Ping and his longtime friend Xiong Hong, reportedly at the initial investment price.
Wow. How did Xi Yonghong take that? They started it together.
His reflection was quite interesting. He basically said, less shares, more money, and less stress. And ultimately, he still believed in Zhang Yang's vision. It speaks volumes about Zhang Yang's influence.
And it seems like that belief paid off for many employees internally. The Yang Lewan story is pretty amazing.
Incredible story. Starts as a server, turns down an initial offer out of loyalty. Zhang Yang gives her 800 RMB to pay off a debt.
Just like that.
Yep. And she rises all the way to CEO, then head of international business. It shows the very real upward mobility they created. That built a powerful internal culture.
So, pulling back from Hadilao for a second, what's the sort of core lesson from their story?
I think Hadilao is just this masterclass in how extreme customer service and employee empowerment, even if it started out of necessity, can completely disrupt an industry. They built their kingdom on hospitality and intangible.
But now things are changing for them.
For sure. The landscape isn't static. They've got these initiatives like the Woodpecker Plan to close underperforming stores and the Red 16 Plan to try and incubate new sub-brands internally.
And the service itself is becoming controversial.
Yeah, the over-service debate. A recent survey showed nearly half of people find it excessive now. They just want to eat quietly. It's a big shift from when everyone loved it. Shows how customer preferences evolve.
That's a tricky line to walk. Helpful versus intrusive.
Exactly. Financially, they're still huge, 42.75 billion RMB revenue in 2024, but growth is slowing.
To their shifting strategy, franchising, sub-brands.
Right. Moving into franchising, especially in smaller cities, launching things like Shanghai Hotpot. It addresses the growth issue, maybe the service perception, and keeps those pathways open for employee advancement. Smart pivots.
Okay, let's switch gears. From service-first Hadilao to a very different story, Xiabu. This is more about an individual pioneer, right? He Guangqi.
That's right. Born 63 in Taiwan, came from a jewelry family. His Beijing story actually starts with a failed jewelry business in the mid-90s.
Failed jewelry to Hotpot. How does that happen?
Well, some stories say he lost billions in jewelry, though he denies that scale. But either way, the business failed, and he saw this gap in the market. Individual hot pot, using induction cookers. It was big in Taiwan and Japan, but not Beijing.
So he brought the concept over? He even had to import the first cookers himself, I heard. Shows how new it was.
Exactly. And the name, Xiabu, comes from the Japanese shabu shabu, but it also has this nice meaning in Minnan dialect, slowly eating good food.
Catchy. But it wasn't an instant hit, was it? People weren't used to eating hot pot alone.
Not at all. Big struggle initially. Some days they apparently only sold 3 pots. Survival mode?
So how did he turn it around?
He adapted. Hired local chefs, developed flavors for the northern palate, gave out free trials for feedback. He was super hands-on, sourcing ingredients from all over China, Inner Mongolian beef, Fujian kelp.
And he was a mystery shopper in his own stores.
Yeah, constantly checking quality undercover. That kind of agility and attention to detail was key early on.
Then came SARS in 2003. That must have been a massive turning point.
Huge. Suddenly, individual hygienic hot pot was exactly what people wanted. Guangqi grabbed the moment, spent 10,000 RMB on a radio ad.
The Diju Xiabu today.
That's the one. Became instantly famous. Perfect timing, perfect message.
And that kicked off rapid growth.
Absolutely. They exploded in Beijing, opened dozens of stores, signed exclusive deals with suppliers, locked down locations to block competitors. It was aggressive expansion.
Led to their IPO in 2014, right? Even before Haidilao.
4 years before Haidilao, yeah.
Yep.
They were hitting over 100 new stores a year, peaked at over 1,200 stores by 2020. Their kingdom was built on speed and that individual convenience factor.
And like many growing businesses, they tried diversifying. Cuckoo came first in 2016, the higher-end one.
Right, Cuckoo, aimed higher, 150 RMB plus per person. Famous for Hotpot plus milk tea, became a real internet celebrity brand for a while.
Hotpot and milk tea.
Yeah.
Interesting combo. Then they tried BBQ with Chen in 2022, even pricier.
Yeah, Chen, 250 RMB plus target. That one fizzled out fast, less than 2 years. Didn't stick.
And Cuckoo's star faded too.
Unfortunately, yeah. That internet celebrity thing kind of backfired. Became more about the social media buzz, the social currency, than the actual value. Post-pandemic, people got more cost-conscious, and Cuckoo felt, well, outdated.
So Yabu itself struggled to find its next move. I heard about some weird attempts like Hotpot plus bar.
Yeah, and even a Hotpot plus KTV in Taiwan. It felt a bit desperate, like throwing gimmicks at the wall instead of focusing on a strong core product.
Hotpot plus KTV. Wow. Sounds messy. And then there was major internal drama.
Oh, yeah. A really bitter public fight between He Guangqi and his CEO lasted 3 months, CEO out, stock tanked.
How bad was the stock hit?
Massive. Dropped 76.5%. Wiped out something like 23 billion RMB in market value. Just evaporated.
Oof. So where does that leave Shabu Shabu now?
They still have a big footprint, over 700 stores, but they're bleeding money over 1.2 billion RMB in losses over 4 years, mostly because of Cuckoo. The stock is basically a penny stock now, like 60 cents Hong Kong, real risk of being delisted if they don't turn profitable fast.
So the lesson from Xiabu Xiabu, it's quite a cautionary tale.
I think it really highlights that, a great initial idea isn't enough. You have to keep adapting, keep the brand identity clear, navigate those market shifts, especially when you throw internal conflict into the mix. Their diversification kind of diluted things instead of strengthening them.
A tough lesson indeed. Okay, let's pivot to our third titan, Banu. This one's all about product obsession.
Totally. And the founder, Du Zongbing, born 75 in Hunan, another unexpected background, made his first million in iron ore and charcoal.
Iron ore to Hotpot. What was the motivation there?
It sounds like pure passion. He loved Hotpot and wanted to provide really good quality food for family and friends. Felt more meaningful than, dealing in charcoal.
And he really dug into the existing practices, found some issues.
He did a serious deep dive into Chongqing Hotpot. Identified what he called 2 big sins. Using alkali to chemically treat ingredients like tripe to make them seem crispier, and using old oil, basically recycled oil for the broth base, to get a certain flavor profile.
Okay, yeah, neither of those sounds great. So how did Banu fix them?
Through innovation, real food science. For the oil, they developed old ingredients fermented for a month to mimic that rich flavor safely. For the tripe, they patented this papaya enzyme tenderizing technology.
Papaya enzymes?
Yeah, apparently increased crispness by 40% without any chemical residue. Pretty clever.
But surely that costs more. Papaya enzymes and fermented ingredients sound pricier than alkali and recycled oil.
Way more. Banu's pot base was 18 RMB when others were free. Their tripe was much more expensive. Big challenge.
So how did Bing sell that? Just hope people paid up?
No, he went for consumer education, not slick marketing.
Yeah.
He literally explained the difference, showed people his green tripe compared to the chemically treated stuff, talked about the clean broth base.
Bold move. Did it work?
It did. That transparency got media attention, and crucially, people started queuing up. They were willing to pay for the perceived quality and safety. He basically educated his market.
Fascinating. So when Banu moved into Zhengzhou in 2008, they ran straight into Haidilao territory. Haidilao had been there 7 years already.
Direct clash. And Du Zongbing's first instinct. Try to beat Haidilao at their own game service.
How did that go?
Not well. He worked like 15-hour days, trained staff constantly, but felt he just couldn't compete with Haidilao's established service machine. He couldn't beat their managers.
So that led to the pivot, the realization about his own strength.
Exactly, his aha moment. He talked to customers and they kept raving about the tripe, the mushroom soup, not the service. He realized product was his weapon.
And that led to the rebrand.
Total rebrand. Changed the name to Banu Maodu Hotpot. Maodu means tripe. And that incredibly direct slogan. Service is not Banu's feature, tripe and mushroom soup are.
Wow, that's drawing a line in the sand. And didn't he take a shot at Heidelal's noodle dance later?
He did. Famously said, good noodles don't need to be swung. Just reinforcing that focus on substance over showmanship. It was a clear differentiator.
And they kept doubling down on that quality, the ingredient arms race.
Absolutely. Importing tripe from New Zealand, brewing wild mushroom soup fresh daily, pouring 150 million RMB into a central kitchen for a third-generation supply chain. All about fresh, natural, same-day ingredients. Massive investment.
Which explains the price tag. The Hermes of Hotpot nickname. 150, 190 RMB per person in big cities.
Yeah, they're definitely premium. But they own that niche. They target a specific high-spending customer, and it works. They have a 45% member repurchase rate, which is really high.
And the financials back it up.
That's by
Fewer stores.
Yeah, only 140-plus stores, all self-operated. But they pulled in 2.37 billion RMB revenue in 2024. Consistent profit growth. They're ranked #3 overall Hotpot, but #1 in that specific quality Hotpot segment. Solid performance.
Which led to the Hong Kong IPO filing recently.
Correct. But, like the others, not without controversy.
Yes. The Hotpot is not for bottom-tier people comment. That caused a storm.
Huge backlash. Du Zongbing said it was taken out of context, but the damage was done. Then there was the potato incident.
Right. 18 RMB for 5 potato slices.
Yep.
They apologized but doubled down, insisting it was this special fixie potato. An investigation found otherwise. They got fined, pulled the item. Not a great look.
And they even took common veggies off the menu because they were too common.
Controversial move, definitely. But it all fits Du Zongbing's philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Quality above all. Don't chase trends, don't lower prices just because consumer sentiment shifts. Our company should not change, he said.
Wow. Unwavering, even if it ruffles feathers. So the Banu takeaway, what does their kingdom tell us?
Banu's success really underscores the power of obsessive product focus and, interestingly, consumer education. They proved you can carve out a super profitable niche by committing to superior differentiated quality, even at a high price, and then teaching your customers why it's worth it. Bet on the product.
Okay, we've looked at these 3 distinct kingdoms. Let's zoom out now. The overall Hotpot landscape in China. It's massive.
Absolutely enormous. Biggest single category in full-service dining. Over 400,000 stores. Market size hit 610 billion RMB in 2024. Just staggering numbers. But surprisingly fragmented. The big guys don't dominate as much as you'd think.
Right, that's fascinating. Top 5 brands, only 8.1% market share combined. It's wide open.
Yeah.
But the prediction is consolidation may be hitting 30% share for the top players by 2030. Supply chain, branding, capital work. The big guys have advantages that will likely drive that.
And what about the consumers? Are their tastes changing? We talked about the overservice thing.
Definitely seen shifts. 3 key ones stand out. First, this demand for niche and regional flavors. People want unique experiences beyond the standard Sichuan spicy pot.
Like what?
Gizu sour soup hot pot is getting popular. Yunnan mushroom hot pot, sometimes they even mash wild mushrooms at the table, like an instant brew style. Kaoshan beef hot pot, focusing on specific cuts.
And then there are the really weird ones.
Oh yeah, spoiled vinegar hot pot. Luisiphon hot pot, you know, that pungent snail noodle flavor.
Aha.
And the truly bizarre iced Americano hot pot with actual coffee beans.
Based Americano.
Based
Yeah. Why? Just why?
Who knows? Like that saying goes, why eat works bitterness when I'm eating hot pot? It's definitely experimental.
Okay, second shift. Price polarization.
Yeah, the market's growing at both ends. Big growth in low-priced options, under 70 RMB, and also in high-priced, over 150 RMB. The middle ground seems to be shrinking.
So super cheap or super premium?
Kind of. The low-end mini hot pots, self-serve places grew over 33% last year, leads to price wars, 1 or 2 RMB dishes, free broth, raises quality questions, obviously.
And the high end.
Also growing. Brands like Shanhuan doing mountain hot pot with unique ingredients, immersive forest decor, charging 150 RMB plus. It's all about the extremes right now.
And the third shift. How people are eating hot pot.
Yeah, consumption scenarios are expanding. It's becoming more accessible, less of a big event. Community hot pot stores popping up in neighborhoods. Delivery is huge. Even strangers sharing tables is more common now.
Community stores sound interesting. Cheaper for the brands.
Way cheaper. One major chain apparently cut opening costs from 5 million RMB down to 700,000 RMB using that model. It's changing the physical map of these hot pot businesses.
So all these changes lead to this hot pot paradox you mentioned.
Exactly. Even though it's incredibly popular, choosing hot pot is still kind of a heavy decision for people. It takes time. You smell like it afterwards. It's a commitment.
And there's that tension for the businesses too, right? Easy to standardize, but people want unique flavors.
Precisely. High standardization makes it scalable, easy to replicate. But consumers increasingly want novelty. And on top of that, the industry struggles with notoriously thin profit margins. It's a tough balancing act.
So wrapping this all together, Heidelau's service focus, Banu's product obsession, Xiaobu's struggles with identity. What does it all tell us about building a successful restaurant kingdom today in this crazy competitive market?
Yeah, what's the secret sauce, really? Is it nailing consistent quality? Is it that exceptional service? Is it being strategically flexible and agile? Or maybe it's something else entirely that ensures longevity in this specific demanding landscape. Perhaps it's about finding and truly owning your unique corner, even as everything shifts around you. That's the big question.
We've definitely journeyed through a fiery landscape today, from, humble street stalls to massive corporate empires, seeing how innovation, leadership styles, and these big consumer shifts keep reshaping this huge industry.
It's clear building a hot pot kingdom is way more complex than just having a good recipe, right? It's strategy, it's people, it's adapting constantly.
So the next time you're sitting down for hot pot, maybe a quick solo meal at a shabu-style place or a big feast at Heidelau, or maybe you're splurging at Bonner, just take a second. Think about the business decisions, the history, the stories simmering in that pot.
Yeah, you're not just eating food, you're kind of tasting a slice of this incredible business adventure.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We really hope you gained some surprising insights into the delicious and clearly very complex world of hot pot.